Welcome to another episode of the Headlight Restoration Pro, where I'll be showing you how to take headlights like these and turn them into something like this. Also, just some vehicles like this demand a higher level of headlight restoration. All headlights are the same, but the effort that you put into them can be a little different. Check this out on this Porsche.
The Headlight Restoration Pro, a different breed.
Let's talk business. Upon this rock, I will build my church. It's worth billions.
Let's get down to business. Okay, so the backstory on this vehicle here is, as you see, it's a Porsche. 2007 Porsche 911 Turbo Coupe. Very beautiful car, very good looking vehicle. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's just a 2007 Porsche. They don't work that way, okay? These are collector editions. They don't make too many of them, and there's not too many of them around. So this vehicle, in the condition that it is in, it's well over $50,000. Check this out. This is the first vehicle that came up for sale on Car Gurus, okay? So I'm just letting you know, this is a very expensive vehicle, and these are sought after. And the shape this guy had it in, which was top notch. It is definitely one of those top ones. This guy also was a mega baller. He lived in this really nice house. You can see the garage. The goddamn garage is wood. Look back there. That's some crazy shit. That motherfucker was actually wood. Like I knocked on it. It's wood. It's not panels or nothing. It's wood. Okay, so that's some baller shit. If you don't think that's baller enough, between the car and the garage, right behind his house is this big giant man-made lake. In his it's a whole lake community. You got to get buzzed in and all this shit like that. But this fool was cool ass dude, hella cool. He liked my work. He was very respectful, very gentlemanly like somebody should be in this position. But he's just major baller. He's living on a lake, like a big lake, big enough to have like boats and shit go through. But I believe it was man-made, and the houses were kind of encasing it. But anyhow, this gentleman called me and said, I looked all over the place. I looked for 70 miles, out in different directions because I travel or whatnot, and I wouldn't mind driving it somewhere. And he said, by far, you are the best in like 100 miles, that I could even see. And I stopped looking at that point, and I said, okay, I'm coming to you. So, but yet I came to him after he came to me. Nevertheless, he wanted and expressly noted that he wanted the best work I have. He said he wanted me to just go to town with it, spare no cost, whatever, give me a price, to get the absolute quality, best quality that you are going to put into this light. Okay, so I gave him a price and he met it. Not only did he meet it, but he one-upped me on it, so I really got down on this light. But as you noticed, what's that? He started with a P800. That's right, because this car is a 2007, and even though it was garage most of its life or whatnot, because it's immaculate shape, it's black, you still have to do, or anybody would still have to do with erosion and oxidation and those environmental factors. It still gets touched by the sun every time it's outside, which isn't that much. He said he didn't drive it much, and he's had it for this many years since it was brand new, and whatnot. And, like I said, you can have a car with, brand new perfect paint, all that stuff, in the garage, and things will still go bad on it. And that's just the way it works. Things will get rusted, things will erode and oxidize. So with that being said, these lights here got eroded, got oxidized. There's only probably about, maybe 5% of the clear coat left on these headlights. Therefore, I did not use a P500. You have to gauge and learn what you need to do the specific function of the job that you're about to do, okay? Therefore, like grinding off, did I need to grind off a lot of material? No. So what did I do? I skipped a step and started with the P800. I'm using more P800s than I would have because the size of the light and because I used the P800 as or in lieu of the P500. Okay, I still needed to remove some material, but by doing this, okay, and it's much more costly by doing this because the P800s are generally twice as much as the P500s, sometimes more. Therefore, I just use think about it. If it's twice as much, so one pad is basically two P500s. So if I use 2, I pretty much use 4 P500s far as cost value, okay? So it's much more pricey to do this way, but it saves me time and it makes for a better finished product where I don't have to worry about any swirlings. I don't have to worry about any, impressions or anything weird like that happening on these lights that I have to amend or fix later down the road. But speaking of fixing, the day after I did this, I had another appointment with him where I came back with my full gear and I did a couple scratch removals on the back panel here. Check this one out here. This one came out pretty good. And these pictures do it no justice, even he said, because they were really visible, really, white striations. And these were aggressive top level scratch removals where I had to, I don't know if you know anything about scratch removals or not, but some of them, when it get bad enough, you have to actually fill in with paint, okay, and do some other things. You have to buff up or rough up in between those lines so the paint sticks, and then yada, yada, yada. So you're pretty much repainting those spots there, and then you grind them down and buff them out, this and that. And if you're really good at it, like I am, you can see, there's some of those pictures there that there is absolutely no remnants of it. They looked perfect. It looked like the day rolled off the lot. There was nothing you could tell, and he was quite pleased with it. So anyhow, I did a scratch move on that. I'll probably be back to do a buff and wax and ceramic coat on it as well as I do other things, even though headlights is my main function. It's not everything else. It's headlights and some more shit. Okay. And so it's not some more shit and then I do headlights. No, I am the headlight guy, but I get down just as good on a lot of other stuff. More stuff, restoration oriented, scratch removal, paint chip fix, minor painting, oxidation, stuff that is above a regular detailer's pay grade. 9 times out of 10. And I do what they do too. The ceramic coating, the polish buff and wax, the tires, all that shit too. I do that as well. I'm not fond of interior. I cannot stand doing interior. And 9 times out of 10, I don't do it. I'll just have somebody else come with me that does it, a sister company or cousin company or whatnot. Or, I just tell them I don't do that. I just do the other stuff, because I just something I don't like. I'm not going to do something I don't like when I got so many other things I can be doing, right? But anyways, as you see, at first he just wanted the top lights, but I told him, man, you're going to do these, these headlights, right? And then your fog lights are going to look really ugly because your fog lights are even worse than your headlights are now. So he's like, he wants the whole thing done, right? So anyhow, these fog lights were way more beat up, okay? Same material, they're made out of the same stuff, the same coating, but they were so beat up because the placement and, from rock pitting and chipping and stuff like that, and just the placement as well, they just oxidized a lot more. As you see, I'm using the P500 on these ones because there was a lot more damage and material to remove that wasn't clear coat. It was clear coat a little bit. Okay, but it was mostly actual degradation of the polycarbonate, the actual surface of the fog light. But don't forget, if you're not doing fog lights, if you're not doing tail lights, if you're not doing stickers, not stickers, but the side blinkers and things like that, they're the same exact material. A thing with a car company or any given car company, no matter what it is, Porsche, Bugatti or whatever, they want to save costs. Saving costs by cutting corners, not even really cutting corners, but by using the same material for as many things as you can. and get away with it, that saves a lot of money. Because if they're going to be like, okay, well, technically these lights down at the bottom should be made out of something a little bit better, because they're going to receive a lot of high speed impact in a Porsche, right? People are going to be dogging it out, so things are going to be hitting that, because the lower part of your vehicle gets hit harder, front vehicle gets hit harder with debris than the top half of your front vehicle. But they're not going to do that because it would be more expensive, even in the research and development department, which means just figuring out what to do, okay, and then making it. That would cost more money then. So they don't want to do that. So they use, the same materials all throughout the vehicle. The tail lights, the headlights, everything, every little light on here, damn near on most vehicles are going to be the same. On this vehicle for sure. But anyways, like in the opener I said, I try to envision myself as much as possible, whether I'm working on a 2002, Lexus or a Civic or something like that, whether, it's just, a car that costs, $2,000 and they just want to see or be able to see again at night or whatever. Or it's somebody's brand new Porsche, 2017 Porsche, and the lights have already gotten bad prematurely, which this has happened before. I worked on a $140,000 Porsche because the top half started going bad before, but this was before I started filming, or I would have filmed that for sure. But anyhow, whether it's either one of those cars, I try to do my best to treat them the same. Okay, I want to give them maximum effort all the time. Okay, but with that being said, damn well when you're doing a car and it's like, okay, they want their stuff done, they want it done good, you're gonna do it good, boom, boom, boom. But when somebody's emphasizing on it, like, look, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna show all these people, your work and this and that. And literally takes you aside and emphasizes, like, look, man, I want you to fuck this shit up. I want you to, get down. I want your best work, and I'll pay whatever you want to get it that way, right? Then you're like, damn, okay, I'm about to put it down, right? Your mind frame changes. As much as I try to put myself in that mind frame, that kind of situation is going to always be different when somebody says they want your maximum effort or whatever, and this and that, especially when when they emphasize that, and then they're paying an inflated rate for this and that, all right, or whatever the hell, or meeting what you feel needs to pull this off, right? You're going to be more meticulous. So even though this looks similar and the same as other headlight restorations I've done, and the results, of course, are going to be, second to none. They're going to be amazing. They're going to be, top-notch quality, better than anything you've seen or whatever. At that same time, I put a lot of extra effort in this. I'm really studying my hands. I'm really doing a lot of extra stuff, and I'm being extremely meticulous on both sides of these, all four of these lights, okay? Even the scratch removals, okay? And the paint fills and stuff on the side that I did. I really put it down on this vehicle, and I just wanted to show it. I recorded it. I said, since I'm going to be doing all this, I'm going to record it. I didn't record the scratch removals because that was extremely technical, and it's a lot of stuff going on with that. But in the future, I'm going to be recording all these things and, showing you guys one way or another. But once again, this is just pretty much a maximum effort on this light, or all these lights that I'm doing, and everything on this vehicle that I'm doing, just because it was emphasized upon. And of course, all vehicles, even though you would like to treat them the same, they are not the same. They are not the same. This is the reason why when someone says, hey, how much is it for a Honda Civic, 2008? It's this much. Right? And they say, hey, how much is it for, a Ferrari, which I've done before. How much is it for a 2015 Ferrari? Is it going to be the same mind frame? Is it going to be the same effort truly? It is somewhat to an extent, but when you have that Ferrari sitting in front of you, you're going to be like, I'm about to paint a Van Gogh in this bitch, right? I'm about to go crazy with this shit, right? So, you know, because you got to bring your A game. You know, it's not, even though those football players are playing metaphor right here, even those football players are playing football day to day, and they're putting, you know, their effort, and they're putting their highest effort into it, but it's different than their maximum effort when they make it to the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, they're playing different, correct? Right, yeah, and it's not even like they're being lazy throughout the other season or they're pulling punches or nothing like that. It's just when you get to that high level and it's time to perform, you're going to provide your maximum effort, even if you don't realize that's what's going on. So with that being said, as you saw, these two lights are on the same side, okay, different positions on the same side, these vehicles, but yet they called for different starting points. One called for starting at, you know, the P500, which is this light here, and the one above it is called for being started at the P800. Now, here's a funny thing that's not recorded on this video. The other side, the same top light was the P800 starting point. I used two of those, same process as the one, but the other side, the bottom had a lot more debris and rock chips and, you know, some other sticky stuff on it. So I even had to start with a higher grit on that one, a 320. So you just can't always be a slave to starting at the same point. You got to be able to gauge. I'm so good at it right now. It comes from experience. When I walk up to a vehicle and I touch it and I lay my hands on it and I rub it back and forth and I knock on the light, I kind of know what I will need to do. That's why I'm good at telling somebody, hey, no, it's going to be a little more because you have this on here, or this is going to take 2 more hours, or this can take another hour, or this is going to take another 45 minutes to do this, or, you know, whatever. And I can adjust myself because I know and I've learned from experience from getting screwed over, coming to, you know, oh yeah, I'll give you a discount, do this and that, right? And then you end up doing, you know, 3 hours of work for an $80 light, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, and I've had, you know, been through all those things like that, so I know how important it is to be able to gauge the work ahead of you, because not all headlights are equal in starting points, and not all headlights are equal in how long they will take or how much effort it will take to provide a quality headlight restoration. They're very different. The thing is, you can have 4 different Porsches in one day, and they will all be different. You could run into something like this. I've had many days like this where it's like, you know, I'll do this, or many weeks where I'll do this car, and it's, oh, it's nothing, it's easy. Look at how good it came out. And then you do another one the next day, and it's like, why is all this shit on this light, and why is this light so thick? Why is this light so hard? But it's the same exact car. It's like a year later, you know. And that's another thing, you know, like, you know, cars change from year to year. People do dumbass shit to their headlights, okay? They put fucking furniture varnish, or they might have gone to Joe Schmo to polish their headlights out 15 times until they got tired of it, and now they got all this shit built up in, you know, the first layer of their headlight, which you got to just take off and demolish, you know. You could be any kind of circumstance. I deal with them all. You know, just crazy stuff. And believe it or not, like I always say, even professionals put some whack ass shit on headlights or do crazy things to headlights. I've done a light before where somebody, you know, a professional put some kind of sealer on it. I'm thinking it was some, you know, a lot of the stuff is made to make things shiny, or to weather protect things or shit like that, you know what I'm saying? They're acrylic or whatever. I'm thinking it was some kind of acrylic, a professional business to do. Swore up and down it was a professional business, and, you know, I had this card and this and this and that and all this that when I quizzed him about it. But the whole headlight turned white, almost like it was like a clear gelatinous white paint. You know, it was hard like a sealant, but it was foggy, like weird snot looking white. The entire light, you couldn't even see inside, both of them. And he was like, yeah, it was cool, it was good for like, you know, 3 months, and then they start getting foggy and foggier, and, you know, this is what happened in like 6 months, and now I can't even see anything, and I can't get a hold of that guy. And I'm like, yeah. He probably told you it was permanent headlight restoration, all that shit. And let me tell you this right here. And this is one of those messages. Okay, if you ever hear somebody tell you that they're going to provide you with permanent headlight restoration, and they're going to give you permanent headlight restoration, and we have a 5 and 10 year lifetime warranty, they're full of shit. They're just trying to juice you for money, and then when their business is done, or when they're not trying to be in business no more, in a year or two later, they're going to be telling you all kind of shit like that, and they're going to move on to the next hustle. There ain't shit on this car that is permanent. Headlights are not permanent, okay? They are nowhere near permanent. People who say that shit that don't understand the definition of permanent, or they're lying, or they're just full of shit. They're just uneducated, okay? Permanent does not mean 5 years. Permanent does not mean 4 years. It's not. So when people tell me that, oh, this place over here offers permanent, I'm like, they're full of shit, and I explain to them why. There's no permanent headlight restoration, ladies and gentlemen. So whenever you see a video that says permanent headlight restoration, you see, dumb shit like that, or somebody's offering, we offer a permanent headlight restoration, 5 years. All they're going to do is when you say, oh shit, my shit is peeling in 3 years, or my shit turned white in 4 years, just like any other thing that's designed for headlight restoration, okay? When it happens, and when their light is fucked up, when it's cracked or whatever from the 2K or whatever they put on there, and they come back, the only thing that person is going to say is, it was something you did. It was something you did. You didn't take care of your car enough. You didn't, you washed it too much. You did this and this and that. Okay, which are valid things. These happen. People don't take care of their car good enough. And I used to give out a 13-month warranty just to warranty my work, but now it's on a bond type thing. Okay, like I guarantee my work if anything was ever to happen, and I tell them before the time, allotted time, before I feel it's okay, which is a long time. I tell them 13, 14, 15, 16 months. Okay, if it starts peeling off or shearing off or turns white, yellow, purple, if it any little freaking weird thing happens, I'll take care of it. And guess what? I've not had one person collect a warranty, not yet, not on this method. Okay, so when these people are telling them that, they're full of shit, and they're just going to tell them that they did something else. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. I'm going to tell you, I try not to go into business too much here. When a person tells you, hey, yeah, they're just that, this and that, like, do you have proof that person told you it's a lifetime warranty? Is it saying on the can, this and that? And even if it does, what are they going to do? They're going to say you improperly. Is there a guideline? Do they have a guideline of what is not covered? That's the kind of thing you should ask. Not covered in your lifetime warranty of my headlights. So, when it's not 10 years, when it's not 5 years and it goes bad, I come back to you. Do you reimburse me? What is it that you do, right? There's no guideline. They're just juicing you. They're just blowing smoke right up your asshole. So I'm just letting you guys know this ain't shit permanent. 2K Clear is not permanent, okay? 2K Clear is a evergreen product that tends around 2 years if properly installed, if properly done by somebody who is good, like myself or some other guys I see, will last you about 2.5 years, maybe 3 if you take care of your vehicle good enough. But it will start peeling off. Once one little part starts peeling, the whole fucking thing peels very fast. You're talking about a month. Once you notice that corner starts peeling off, you're talking about 2-3 months, and that shit's gonna be all peeled up, looking like Freddy Krueger, right? So nothing is permanent, okay? These guys are full of shit. You put a 5-year ceramic permanent wipe on the headlight, and you're telling people it's permanent, and it's just not. You don't understand science. But I'm just letting people know. I'm not talking shit. I'm just letting people know that when you are representing yourself with headlight restoration, warranty your work. Warranty the product. Okay, far as represent it correctly, being like, hey, this is I'll give you this. You know what I'm saying? And I've never had anything come back like, hey, this is not this and that. This is not, it's peeling off, or it's turned yellow in 6 months. It's anything. Not even in 2 years, I have never had anything come back like that with this product. But I'm just saying, even if you PPF it, it's not permanent. Okay. 99% of the PPF that goes on headlights rips the clear coat off when somebody takes it off. Say it starts looking foggy and you get water underneath it, or it's scratched up or whatever 2 years later, and they try to take it off. It has bonded so heavily and melted pretty much into the clear coat that it comes off. The clear coat comes off when they pull it off. Shit you not. And this is the things that people won't tell you. And people won't tell you other things like you have a wrap on your vehicle. It's only supposed to be on there so long, and these dumbasses drive around here with these wraps for 3 years, 4 years, and then when it goes time to take it off, their paint's coming off with it, because the stuff is not designed for it. And a lot of these places ain't going to tell you the small print like that. Okay, so what do you think happens when you have PPF on a headlight? The same exact thing. I've had so many people call me, I took it off, man, and all my clear coat came off. Can you come and restore my headlights? Okay, I've even taken it off. Can you take it off and redo it because it's all foggy and there's water underneath it or whatever, or it's peeling? And I tell them, hey, I'll peel this off, but I'm telling you right now, it's a good chance that a lot of clear coat's going to come off, okay? And they're thinking I'm just going to give them an aftercare or polish their shit out or something, right? And, it's just not going to be the case. But anyways, these headlights obviously look better than the day I rolled off the lot. You've seen that other one, and here it is after. This is the after product right here. Better than the day I rolled off the lot. The guy told me he's proud of his vehicle again. He said he hasn't driven it in years because it's been looking like this. And, he said he's proud of his vehicle again. Stay tuned.
The Headlight Restoration Pro. A different breed.
Let's talk business. On this rock, I will build my church. It's worth billions.